Here at Shed Ball, we love America. Who knows, if we hadn't won the Revolutionary War, we may still be kicking a ball through a shed window like they do in the UK.
Welcome into day 2 of the Shed Ball Shed Ball League. Oh, left foot. And there is a 2-pointer. To love.
Finally, the moment you've been waiting for, Shed Ball, the ice bowl, is about to bounce off. We don't do a tip-off in Shed Ball, it's more of a bounce off the wall. You've heard of NFL Red Zone. Well, today we're bringing you Shed Zone. We're going to show you every scoring play in the first slate of games. We have 3 great games for you today, and they start in about 3.5 minutes. So stay tuned for that, but we have some business to attend to before we get there. Yeah, the guys were a little bit off. There are going to be 3 regular season games, followed by a single elimination tournament for the 4 teams that have the best record. Games are played to 10, and then there's a 10-second game clock.
Let's go, bring it in! Hello, this is Kyle Velker with some breaking news. Bill Belichick was fired, Pete Carroll stepped down, Nick Saban retired, but by far the biggest news in the sports world came right here, where a story began developing late this week. My sources have informed me that pre-tournament MVP Grant Holbein,
Is it not Holbein?
will not be able to compete today.
Got the news. Well, to be honest, I felt a bit blindsided. It wasn't in the cards. It was a shock.
The reasons behind this are still currently a mystery and may not be fully released until the documents from his ongoing court case are made public.
As a lawyer, I take exception to this, trying to make it seem like maybe there were criminal aspects involved or civil liability. Not the case.
You invest in a guy, you build your franchise around a guy, and that's just gone. Leaves a sour taste in your mouth.
But there was lawyering involved. My obligations as a lawyer forced me to work all day Saturday, and I couldn't make it.
I think our wives have actually been hanging out that day. It brings in that little bit of awkwardness that you feel.
I hope Sam understands. I get it if the friendship's over. I get it if our wives can't see each other anymore. I get it if our kids shouldn't be around each other anymore. That makes sense to me.
I felt like a business partner. So yeah, I felt blindsided. I mean, I know he's a professional. I'm a professional, and this is a business, ultimately.
I hope that I can earn back the trust of the Shed Ball faithful.
You talked about the pressure. Can I handle the pressure? Ultimately, this league, it's a pressure cooker. You couldn't handle it. You backed out. Our franchise needs to move on.
They just gave me an offer.
I'm looking for experience. I'm looking obviously for Shed Ball mystique. Height, a little bit of weight, a little bit of age.
Probably in better shape than I've been in since college.
Of course, I came to mind. Unfortunately, I was out of town. What's the next best thing? Tim Whalen.
There are lots of hats that I wear. Commissioner, potentially future franchise owner, now player. Michael Jordan owned a team and played for him.
Yeah, ultimately, Shed Ball's about championships.
I would become the highest paid player in Shed Ball.
He was worried that signing a contract of this magnitude would be a conflict of interest.
Oh, no. I'll let my PR people worry about that. I'm worried about championships. Does Tim have a championship? No, he does not. Has he had multiple opportunities? Yes, he has. But all that can change.
I would like Sam to know that he still has to pay me my $9.9 contract. Read the fine print. It was not conditioned on me playing in the ice bowl.
How do I look in Grounder Brown?
The energy in the room is palpable. For the first time in over a decade, a Shed Ball game will tip off. I don't know that the commissioner could have asked for much more than this. Snow blowing sideways outside, light dawning in the east.
You'll notice that in the crow's nest, you have Kevin McKelvey and Chris Spencer. Chris Spencer is kind of like the Tony Romo to Kevin McKelvey's Jim Nantz. They are iconic voices of Shed Ball. All 3 of these games will be bouncing off soon. The very first of them is going to be the Mystique versus the Road Trippers, and we'll get you there now.
And the ice bowl is underway. Jack with the first shot.
We'll get you back to that one in a moment, but we need to bring you into the Grounders and Shed Rats. They're already underway.
That old man handspring.
That old man handspring. Oh! Hangs and finishes. But again, we see the experience come through as Tim plays it off the back wall quickly.
No time for celebration in Shed Ball.
Oh, dang. We'll keep tabs on that one, getting you over to the Maplewooders and 2010ers that are about ready to bounce off.
All right, so the 2010ers are going to start with the ball. Isaac. And game 3 is in.
Yeah, I'm anticipating a very physical game to answer your question.
Yeah, right.
Already a wild start there in East Lansing between the Maple Wooders and the 2010ers. While they sort that call out, we're going to get you over to the Road Trippers in Mystique.
Yeah, Donovan quickly showing his defensive prowess.
That's a couple blocks on that possession alone. And Jack with the first bucket quickly.
Fast break.
Michael shows his understanding of the game to run back.
So we've got a jump ball in this one, and now we're going to head back over to the Maple Wooders and 2010ers, where a very familiar official is giving the explanation on what happened.
After reviewing the play, there was a legitimate block that was not a goaltend, and the hand made contact with the rim, so it's a technical foul with the basket.
So it's 1 in the ball.
Let's go to our rules expert in the studio, Tim Blandino. Tim, what did you see there? Well, the officials made the right call. Anytime that a player's hand makes contact with the rim, it is a technical foul, and then it's going to be 1 free throw and the ball for the opposing team.
So Ethan brings it in, takes the shot, and puts it in.
Close games across the league so far, getting you over to the Grounders and the Shed Rats, where Hudson Beals at the free throw line.
Hudson with a couple shots. Owen with the rebound. Off the board. Henry at the rim, and again. Oh, but they couldn't take advantage.
Jump ball will send it back to the Grounders. We're going to take you over to the Maple Wooders and 2010ers that are still tied at 2.
Close free throws there. I think
2-2. Okay. Isaac at the rim, and they're celebrating. Again,
is he a left?
he's a left-hander.
Okay.
Isaac McKelvey with a few things to say to the critics that said he wouldn't be much of an offensive threat. Now back over to the Shed Rats and the Grounders, where the Shed Rats have the ball.
Of the turnaround in this game.
I don't know. They watched the whole first game. They saw what
it happened. All right, Owen gave it a try. He's getting it on offense.
So the Grounders tie it up. We're going to head back over to the Road Trippers and Mystique, which have been in a defensive battle thus far.
And the temperature has gone up dramatically.
The Shed is warming up.
You see Michael McVicker getting the Road Trippers on the board.
The pass.
Up and up. Oh,
But once again, the
fast break.
Road Trippers take advantage of the
True to their name.
Some quick offense in that one, and now we're tied up at 4, heading back over to the Maple Wooders and the 2010ers.
They maintain possession. And there's a quick play.
Oh my word. How do you on the backpack right now?
And they're coming back. Sam off the rim. Our first 3-point shot! But can't celebrate.
Yeah.
And the 2010ers with some explosive offense. We'll get you right back to that one. They're 1 bucket away from the 10-second countdown. But right now, we got to get you over to the Road Trippers and the Mystique.
And 1. Could we have our first 3-point play? No.
We haven't seen a made free throw yet today, so the Mystique hang on to a narrow 2-point lead. Now we're going to get you back over to the Maple Wooders and 2010ers. If the 2010ers can manage to score, they'll go up above 10 and trigger that 10-second game clock.
The pace is starting to pick up as they begin to understand it.
I just saw a shoulder crash into someone, reminiscent of the football national championship.
Oh, you gotta ask them. Bro, if we equal both fouls, you know how many fouls we'll do?
Isaac switches hands behind Ben's back for the lay-in.
10, 9, 8, 7.
So they've got some catching up to do.
4, 3,
Might be too little, too late.
1.
All right.
Wow.
The 2010ers putting on a clinic, and how about that? Isaac McKelvey with low offensive expectations coming into the tournament, scoring 8 points, 2 rebounds, and a steal to lead the 2010ers. Sam Simon knocking down a 3. It is rare in shed ball to see a team shoot the rock like the 2010ers did. 56% from the field. That is absolutely unreal. Dominated almost every single aspect of the game. Now this is something we need to keep our eyes on because the 2010ers just won by 9. Point differential is the tiebreaker. So if they win another game, they're into the playoffs. But even if they were to lose their next 2 games, given where these other 2 games are from a point differential standpoint, they're putting themselves in a great position to be that 4th team that gets into the playoffs, even with 2 losses. Let's get back out to the Mystique versus the Road Trippers. The Road Trippers have yet to lead in this game. Continues to go back and forth.
Oh, it was a good pass. Good look. As Sam! Sam's been getting to the rim and finally is able to finish one.
Let's flip over to the Grounders Shed Rats game. We've got Hudson Beals complaining about a foul called against him by Henry Vanderway.
All right, so we have a foul. Have we seen a made free throw?
I believe so.
What's the score?
We haven't even seen that many free throws come close to going. That one.
There we go.
There we go.
First free throw. So Owen.
So the Shed Rats get a free throw to fall, then a costly turnover by Tim Whalen. We're going to flip it back over to the Road Trippers and Mystique as this game gets closer and closer to the 10-point mark.
Gotta finish.
Great look.
8-6, and again, the Road Trippers with the fast break.
And the Road Trippers do it again. They caught him snoozing again. 4 points in transition after made buckets by the Road Trippers. Flipping it back over to the Grounders Shed Rats.
Owen was ready.
Denial defense.
He's learning the speed of the game.
Dang it. Get on yours. Get on yours. Get on yours.
Nice, Tim.
Oh, great denial defense there.
We've got a couple instant classics brewing here in the very first set of games in this Ice Bowl. Back over to the Road Trippers and Mystique. Next bucket will put this to the 10-second countdown.
D with the rebound. Coming out of nowhere. Now we have our countdown. Sam launching to the basket.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Yep. They never brought it back. Jack never brought it back.
All right. Okay. So there are now 2 seconds to go.
We'll get you right back over to that one with 2 seconds to go, but we need to peek in on the Grounders and Shed Rats where Tim Whalen's found himself at the free throw line.
Yeah. I think he anticipated that this might happen. And I was gonna say Tim's the only one with stats. He's a career 72% free throw shooter. 1 out of 2 there.
Oh, good pass. Oh, I got one.
All right, jumping back to the Road Trippers and Mystique with 2 seconds to go.
Here we go, our first countdown.
And we're headed for overtime in the Road Trippers versus the Mystique. Now we're going to go back over to the Grounders Shed Rats for some more free throws.
The speed of the game is really an advantage if you are ready for it.
What's the score?
10, 9,
All right.
The strategy.
I know. And this becomes, with the way that free throws have been going in.
We need to catch you up on this one. Both teams ended scoreless after overtime 1. In overtime 2, there was a shot clock violation followed by a missed shot by the Road Trippers. In overtime 3, we had another 2 missed shots, and now we're headed for overtime 4. We'll get you back there, but 6 seconds and counting in the Grounders Shed Rats game.
6, 5, 4.
Tim!
He definitely pulled the rim down.
So,
Can we go back to the replay?
it was
Tim-
either a technical or a goaltend. One of the two.
Tim is taking over overtime, though. He's getting to the rim, finishing.
4 seconds left. Oh my word. The commissioner. 4 seconds? 4. 4 seconds. 4, 3, 2,
1 second.
Always time for a buzzer. 1 second. Oh,
What a wild finish in the Shed. The Grounders score 5 straight to win the game 13-11. The Grounders remain unscathed as the preseason #1 team. The difference in the game really came down to the free throw line, where the Grounders were able to score 3 from the stripe. Tim Whalen finishes with 13 points, 6 rebounds, 3 blocks. The Vanderway brothers both put up solid performances. 6 points for Owen, Henry with 5. The debate will continue to rage as to whether or not Henry should have received that bigger contract. Hudson Beals with 3 rebounds that were key in the Grounders' victory. Now to complete the final game of our first slate, the Road Trippers and the Mystique. It's coming down to overtime number 4. Here we go live.
We enter our 4th overtime. You begin to wonder if this is going to take a toll in later games. It is not sudden death, so right?
8 seconds.
So there's 8 seconds left
That's a lot of time for you guys.
We have until 1.
for the Mystique to come back.
Yeah. Let it free throw. I thought for sure it was a foul. Oh, I would have called it. I would have called it. So I went up like this. Yeah. You hit my face.
All right, gotta play.
Body.
All right.
Hey, yo. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You gotta call it. You gotta call it. It's getting chippy.
We've got 0.5 seconds.
This is no gimme. This is no gimme to make 2 free
We
throws.
got 0.5.
So D gets 2.
Enough for a tip-in. I'm sure that's on Jack's mind there in the lane.
Oh.
One more
All
shot.
right.
It's live on the rim with just under a second. Watch. 1.
And the Road Trippers get their first lead of the game in quadruple overtime and hang on to win. The score was 12-10. Michael McVicker with the first double-double of the new Shed Ball era. There were a lot of possessions because the game went into quadruple overtime, so you see a lot of rebounds. The shooting percentage was really low by both teams. Slight edge to the Road Trippers, and that's all it took to bring them over the top. Michael McVicker really seems to have been worth his contract in this one. I'm really curious to see how the Mystique fare here. Really tough to start out 0-1 and try to make the playoffs. Here's where the standings sit after the first slate of games. The 2010ers have a commanding lead. They're 1-0 and have a 9-point differential. That's a massive lead over the Road Trippers and the Grounders, who both have a 2-point differential. The Grounders just have a slight edge. They had a few more points than the Road Trippers. In the 4th spot right now, you have the Shed Rats, who have a slight total points advantage over the Mystique. And the Maple Wooders are currently sitting at number 6. They've got a big hill to climb if they want to make the playoffs. In our next Shed Ball episode, we're going to be talking deeper stat analysis, instant reactions, and of course the second slate of games. If you get to 2 wins, you're guaranteed a playoff spot. So the Grounders, the 2010ers, and the Road Trippers will all be looking to clinch a spot. The Maple Wooders, on the other hand, are going to be looking to avoid almost certain elimination.